Alrighty, guys, this might be it. This might be the final time, probably not the final time, but one of the last times on the YouTube channel we're going to be talking about the DCU's Sergeant Rock. And I'm not saying that is a bad thing. I'm not saying, oh, I'm sick and tired of Sergeant Rock. Nothing like that. It's just been interesting to me because I feel like of all the projects from Marvel, from DC, that are in development, that have been in development, that were in some kind of pre-production, we've talked about Sergeant Rock, it seems like a lot, disproportionately compared to other films. Clayface as well, we've kind of talked about that pre-production and the casting and directors and whatnot. But Sergeant Rock, I mean, Daniel Craig, Colin Farrell, directors, writers, we've been talking about this film. It's such an interesting film in the DCU because it's not one of those, the big characters like Flash or Green Lantern or Batman or whatever. He's a more obscure character in the DC canon, but James Gunn seemed pretty intent on the fact that they had a script and they were going to go ahead with the writers and directors of Challengers, I believe, Luca Guadagnino, and I forget the writer's name, but that duo. And then all of a sudden, James Gunn, who seemed like he had it, he was ready to make it. He was like, hey, we have the script, it's ready to go and all that kind of stuff, and we're good. It's gone because Sergeant Rock has apparently been canceled from DC. So a lot of articles, a lot of, the major outlets reporting it. I'm reading this from the Hollywood Reporter, and, I think it's always funny because they like their puns. All these outlets and articles love their puns. But I'm just going to read a little bit from here, and we'll talk about it on the other side. So, quote, "The battle is over even before it, that's a redundancy. The battle is over even before it even began for World War II soldier Sergeant Rock," who, by the way, has already been in the DCU. He's been in Creature Commandos, if you guys remember, in that little flashback for G.I. Robot. So he's already been in there. And that's why it kind of felt like, it maybe would have been a natural transition, I suppose, into a film, even though that film takes place during World War II, which, again, I mean, MCU has done it, right? Captain Marvel, Captain America, the First Avenger, they've gone back in time. Not like the DCU couldn't do it, but I just wonder about that because it doesn't seem like there was an interesting, or not interesting, but a natural, rather, transition into the present-day timeline of the DCU. But, it's fine. Like, they didn't need it. It was always a curious thing for me. But anyways, let's continue on with this article. Quote, "Sergeant Rock, DC Studios action war movie based..." No, I shouldn't say based. I'm reading this for the first time, and maybe they were in a rush to get this out. But anyway, Sergeant Rock, DCU's action war movie that was about to shoot this summer will no longer move forward, sources tell the Hollywood Reporter. The scrolling. The feature project with Luca Guadagnino in the director's chair and Colin Farrell as the titular DC Comics hero was in preparation. There are so many typos in this article. My goodness. No offense to the Hollywood Reporter because they're usually very reputable in terms of this kind of stuff, but lots of typos all over the place. Based on the titular DC Comics hero and was in preparation, pre-production as it planned to shoot in England. It was also in the throes of casting, trying to line up actors who would play the Men of Easy Company, the combat unit fighting Nazi forces in Europe. Sources say Mike Feist, who was, he was in Challengers, but also, I'm saying this now, he was in Challengers, but also in West Side Story as well, was lined up for a role. The role of a female French Renaissance fighter had also been set per sources. So this film was pretty far into production. This is me talking. This film was very far into production. And it's kind of unclear. The next article, the next paragraph in this article says, quote, "It is unclear why the project has been shut down, although an insider said it came down to the project's scheduling needs of shooting outdoors," which is so interesting and so, I don't know, unexpected. I would never have guessed something like that. I mean, of all the reasons, the need to schedule to shoot outdoors was really interesting. Quote, "The insider said that the project was not going away and would be reassessed at the end of the year for a possible summer shoot in 2026. So it's not, let's be clear, because these articles are saying not moving forward, canceled. And I said that at the beginning, and I should rephrase that now. I guess, according to this, the film has not been canceled, but it's indefinitely being pushed back and reassessed. So they're going to reassess the film, and it's going to be, they're going to see if they can do it next year. So it's not like they don't want to make the movie, I guess. It's just that, I don't know, there's some weird scheduling things going on here that I didn't foresee. So we may very well be talking about Sergeant Rock in 6 months as they prepare to shoot, and they have, Mike Feist is announced as a cast member, and that female French Renaissance fighter is also, cast. So we might be talking about it again. But for the time being, Sergeant Rock, which looked like it was on the fast track for the DCU, is no longer being fast tracked and being greenlit as of the time of this recording. So that's something interesting, and we'll keep monitoring this as we go along. So what do you guys think about this? Sergeant Rock, was that a film in the DCU you were particularly looking forward to, or was it one of those films where you were like, yeah, we'll see when it comes out? Let me know in the comments down below.